As the opening greeting of this video, I say Om Swastiastu. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ocha Paula Sari. In this video, I will make a final project given by my heritable lecturer, Niluh Nyoman Sriadi. Here, I will teach you to recognize the philosophy of education. I will explain all about the material in the screen. Etymology of philosophy and education. The word philosophy comes from Greek words philosophia, which is made up of two words, philo and sophia. Philo means love and sophia means wisdom. Therefore, the literal definition of philosophy is love of wisdom. This definition of philosophy provides some information about the nature of philosophy. Philosophy in nature function as a way to respond to the society demands for wisdom. Philosophy of education is the branch of epistemology that concerns in the field of education. So, philosophy of education is a branch of applied or practical philosophy that is concerned with the nature and goals of education and the philosophical problems that arise from educational theory and practice. Concept of philosophy of education. An education is created to save a goal. Here there are several processes to save that goal. The process is the first one, educational practice. In the world of education, an educator, both as a person and as an implementer of education, needs to know the philosophy of education. The purpose of the education needs to be understood in relation to the purpose of life. The second one, education theory. Education theory has three scopes, namely ontology, epistemology, and axiology. The third one, educational facilities. Facilities are everything that makes it easier for students. The fourth one, curriculum concept. The curriculum is a set of plans and arrangements as well as the method used as guidelines for the implementation of teaching the learning activities in school. Function of philosophy of education. Philosophy of education performs various functions. They are discussed below. The first, determining the aims of education. Philosophy of education provides original idea regarding all aspects of education, particularly educational aims. It is said that educationally philosophy gives different views, but this situation is not harmful. Rather, it helps in providing education according to the need to society. The difference in view of philosophy of education reflects the multiplicity and diversities of human life. Philosophy of education guides the process of education by suggesting subtle aims from the diverse sides of life and selecting the means accordingly. Second, harmonizing old and new tradition in the field of education, the process of social development. The old tradition become outdated for the people. They are replaced by the new tradition, but this process of replacement is not always smooth. It is faced with lots of oppositions from certain orthodox sections of the society. At the same time, it must be kept in mind that every old is not outdated and every new is not perfect. Therefore, there is need of co-coordinating the two in order to maintain the harmony between both. This function can be performed by philosophy of education. The third, providing the education planners, administrator, and educator. With the progressive vision to save educational development, Spencer has rightly pointed that only a true philosopher can give a practical shape to educational. Philosophy of education provides the educational planners, administrator, and educator with the right vision which guides them to attain the educational goals efficiently. Number 4. Preparing the young generation to face the challenge of the modern time. Social commentators have given many labels to the present period of history. For some, it is the information age, and for others, it is post-modernity, later modernity, high modernity, or even the age of uncertainty. One more addition to this list may be that present age is an age of globalization as a phenomenon arrived on this economic scan in the 1990 in India. This word has had its implication in the social, political, economic fabric of the country of which education is a part. Philosophy of education is a guiding, steering, and liberating force that helps young people to and a society at large to face the challenge of the modern time. Educational philosophy Philosophies of education can be divided into two, namely traditional and contemporary educational philosophy. For the traditional educational philosophy consists of the first, naturalism. Naturalism is a theory that expects nature or nature as a whole reality. The second, idealism. Idealism is a philosophical school that excites the soul. The meeting between soul and mind gives birth to a dream, namely the world of idea. The third, realism. Understanding philosophy realism is the view that sense objects are real and exist alone without being supported, without other knowledge or consequence awareness. The fourth, pragmatism. Pragmatism is a philosophical school which holds that the sustained for the truth of something is whether something has use in real life. For the contemporary educational philosophy consists, this is the first progressivist. The school holds that knowledge that is true today may not be true in the future. The second, essentialism, a school of philosophy that wants humans to return to old culture that had proven their virtues in human life. The third, reconstruction. Reconstruction is a philosophical understanding that aims to continue the progressive movement. And the last one, perennialism, a teacher-centered educational philosophy that focuses on timeless ideas and universal truths. Alright, that's all about me. Thank you for watching. See you and goodbye.